Hi, everybody. This is Kim from Read It Again Bookstore, and today I'm joined with today June Akers and Riley Akers are here. They wrote a really cute book called Riley Madison Discovers Superpower of a List. Hi, guys.
Hi, thanks so much for having us.
Oh, thank you for being here. Okay, can you tell us a little bit about your book?
Absolutely. Yeah. The book is inspired by Riley. And the title is Riley Madison is actually her name, Riley Madison. She's Riley Madison Akers. So I wanted to do Riley Madison books. And this is the first book in the series. And it wasn't the reason why I wrote it is because when Riley was a little girl, she was all the time finding herself easily distracted and constantly getting into things and always keeping our home lively with all the things she was doing. And so anyway, so she is the inspiration behind the book. She has a very overactive imagination, overactive brain. She has a hard time staying focused when she was younger and paying attention. And so we worked a lot. Well, we worked hard to find some tools for her when she was in elementary school, and so we found those tools, and she became very successful. And so I just had this book on my heart to share. I wanted to write it and share it with other kids. So the really cool thing is that she is also the illustrator of the book as well. So
What was it like to illustrate a book?
Um, well, it was fun, really. I loved getting to be able to take, because I read a lot of books myself, but it was fun being able to like take the pictures I had in my mind and put them on paper and eventually put them into the book. So it was a lot of fun.
Well, your mom does a great job describing everything, so it couldn't have been too hard to put the images together in your head, right?
No, it was pretty fun.
Pretty fun.
That's actually what I do is when I write, I have the image in my head of the picture I want for the chapter, and then I have Riley read it, and then after she reads the chapter, I'll say, okay, what did you see? And the really cool thing is that a lot of times she and I envision the same thing, which is really neat. So there's been a few times, like the cover of the book, I had this vision of the cover of the book, and so I drew like stick figures on the cover. She's like, Mom, what is this?
It was
It was a mess, but she figured it out. I had to talk a lot through it, but she got it.
I love the stripes.
Chevron stripes. Thank you.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so we know that the book is secretly about Riley, but not so secretly because it's called Riley.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit about the story?
Sure. Do you want to talk about the story?
I think you did a better job.
All right,
a
cool.
better job.
So the story starts with Riley Madison's first day of school and the chaos that happens because she wasn't prepared and she didn't have anything ready. And because when she was supposed to be getting things ready, she kept getting distracted. And so it's just a really fun story that just kids have the reviews from kids, they're like, Miss June, I laughed and I can't believe that really happened to Riley. And so that's been so much fun. And, being an elementary school teacher, one of the things you want to do is build up kids' reading stamina, especially when they're young readers. And so I left each chapter has a cliffhanger or it has a question. So you wonder, oh no, what's going to happen to Riley the next, when you turn the chapter. And it's funny though, the parents are like, when I read to them at night, because I also have parents that have like 4 and 5 and 6-year-olds are like, I'm reading the book to them, model reading. And they're so funny. They're like, those cliffhangers on those chapters are killing us at bedtime because the kids do not want to put the story down, which is awesome. That we've had a lot of really great feedback where I've had one friend that said, my son doesn't even like to read, and he got into the story and he didn't want to come to eat dinner. And so that just makes my heart so happy, because I wanted to write a story that kids would love and be funny, but at the same time my heart behind the story was also to give kids these skills that Riley and I call them the superpowers, to help kids with their overstimulated minds. And so it's just funny story, but also some great life skills that they can use forever. I mean, I still make lists.
So do you guys want to do a reading?
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So I'll read this excerpt from my book, and this is kind of an example of how the whole book happens, where you're going to read stories about Riley getting herself into situations, which is what makes the book funny. So this is Riley getting distracted. Okay, let's see. Here she goes. She says she's trying to get up for school this morning, and she says, I know I should get up, but sometimes I don't always do what I know I'm supposed to do. Can you relate? Have you ever known you were supposed to do something and you just didn't? I find myself in those situations a lot. Like one night, I was supposed to be getting ready for bed, but when I opened my toothbrush drawer, you are not going to believe what was in there. Face paint! I excitedly pulled it out of the drawer. I love anything that has to do with paint. It is so fun. Before I knew what had happened, I had painted a huge pink heart on my forehead, a colorful unicorn on the right side of my face, and a big yellow duck on the left side of my face. My nose felt left out, so I got some paint and colored it red like a clown. I thought my face looked amazing. Unfortunately, my mother did not. She was pretty upset that I had just gotten out of the shower, and rather than brushing my teeth to finish getting ready for bed, I had been doing art all over my face. So there's an example of what kids read, when you read with your kids through the book. She's just all the time going to do one thing, but then she ends up doing something totally different. And those are all the funny shenanigans that, that's an example. So,
So Riley is your best friend, is that based on your real best friend?
Yes, my real best friend is Emma. And she's always been the more organized one, and very neat. So we're very
opposites?
Yeah, we're opposites. Definitely opposites.
Yes. And I talked to Emma. She's over at our house a lot. And anyways, and so when I was developing the character, I said, Emma, I would love to do this character. And I always get the kids' permission whenever I do a character off from them, inspired by them. And so I asked Emma a little bit about her when she was a little girl in elementary school. And she was like, she told me about how her mom always made her have hair bows that matched her dress, and her socks always had to match. And so that, and that's another fun thing too, is that Emma, the best friend, she's a real live person too. So
we like to joke about it because in elementary school and middle school especially, she had shoes that would match perfectly with every single shirt she wore. Like all of her outfits match. And then I would go to school wearing like a hoodie or something like that, and nothing matched. And she'd be like, Riley, what are you wearing? I'm like,
Emma's still trying to help Riley with her fashion sense.
Yeah. We have a question here.
Sure.
Will this book be part of a series?
Yes, we're so excited. We have our next book is coming out this summer, and we have more characters that Riley's going to summer camp. So I have had so much fun writing all these funny camp situations. Like Riley's been reading the story and working.
Hi, Emma.
Oh, Emma just hey, Emma. But yeah, so we are super excited about this second book, and it's again another cool tool that to teach kids about who are easily distracted, and this one's going to be focused on like some time management skills, some fun ways to pay attention to the time, because a lot of children have what they call time blindness, and they're not aware of time. And so this the camp one's going to be fun, Riley Madison figuring out, she's going to learn to be aware of time. So we have more characters that we're adding that are going to be in the cabin with Riley, and all the characters are some of Riley's close friends, and
there are a ton of funny parts in it too. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I've had so much fun writing this camp one with lots of different scenes and stuff. And one of her best friends is Sophia. She's a ballerina. She's a very serious ballerina.
Oh yeah.
And
Sophia?
Oh my gosh,
she's on there
too. Hi, Sophia.
I love my friends.
Yes. And so I've even called Sophia and been like, Sophia, I'm writing the ballerina scene, and I'm developing your character. So she's had to help me out with like ballet terms and stuff. So So that's been fun. So yes, we're introducing new characters, Sophia the ballerina, and yes, so it's just we have a lot of fun with these books. So we have a great time.
We have another question. Is this book easy to read? My daughter is dyslexic and she is 10.
Yes, well,
Yeah.
it's targeted for elementary age students, and probably the sweet spot is going to be second to fourth, fifth grade, and it's simple sentences, and so yes, I would think she would enjoy the book very much at that age.
Very cool. So, what was it like to write a book?
Oh my goodness. This is kind of cool. I'm an elementary school teacher, so I've always loved coming up with funny stories to tell my children or the kids, but I really had never had it on my heart to like really write a book. Like I love being a mom, I love being a teacher, and that's kind of, that I was set. I loved my life. And then 7 years ago, and then Riley shut up. Yes. And so about 7 years ago is when the story was put on my heart when I was watching her. And then after having, I have 3 little sons after 3 boys. And then being the teacher, I realized, lots of kids need Riley's tools. And that's when I felt in my heart, I need to write a story. And I never wanted to write a story, but I just felt like I needed to write the story. And so, and it was so cool. So whenever I sit down and write, because again, I didn't go to school to be a writer. I don't have the literacy degree and all that stuff. But so whenever I sit down and write, I'm like, okay, I do this little prayer. God, you put this story in my heart. You gave me this beautiful girl that inspired the story. So please give me the words that families and kids need, because the stories are there to help, to help kids. So that's how it came to be. And so with that, I sit down, and then it's just so cool how like the stories just come, and it's just really fun writing. And the other day I was writing some of the camp stories or this camp scenes, and I was giggling while I was writing, and my husband's working from home, and he's like, what is going on over there? I was like, I'm just having so much fun writing this scene. And I told him, and then he started laughing, and he's like, I wish I loved my job as much as you. So it's just been really fun. I mean, this is a whole new journey for me, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So
awesome. Can you tell me about the outfit she's wearing here?
Thankfully, I've never gone that crazy with my outfits at school, but they've definitely been mismatched everything at some point.
Yes. You got a tennis shoe and a boot?
Yes.
Yep.
So Kim, the real story behind, because again, the stories are inspired. They're not all actually true. Like I elaborate on things sometimes, on some of them, not all of them, or exaggerate. So anyway, so this true story is I was taking Riley to school, and this is when she was in elementary school. We had like kids in the neighborhood, and we all carpooled. So I picked up the neighborhood kids, and we were all going to school, and they're all getting out of the car, and Riley's like, Mom, I don't have any shoes on. So I'm like, what? How do you get in the car without shoes, Riley? I leave. So all the rest of the kids get out of the car, and then we drive back home and get Riley's shoes. And that inspired, her
getting everything.
She really forgot. She didn't have any shoes. So
yeah, I did that in school.
You're not the only one.
Yay.
No, you're not. I did it. And I also use lists. That's how I keep organized.
Oh,
but I
that's
didn't
awesome.
remember to write the list. So you have to make a list to write lists.
Yeah, I guess sometimes you do. Yeah, write down your list. So that's fun.
Well, guys, we have your book in stock. So if anybody is interested, I probably need to get a couple more. Currently, our store, the floor is closed because we had a flood, but we are doing curbside, and you can always order the book on our website. I posted a link down in the comments. Thank you, June and Riley, for doing this. This is really nice of you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thanks for having us.
And I can't wait to sell your book.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, and June's local, so if you guys want an autograph, we could probably swing that.
Yes, your store's like 5 minutes away from our house. So yeah, if you want it autographed, just let me know. So we'll be there. We've actually done that before with our friend Maria. We met her there before Christmas, and we autographed some gifts for her. So that was fun.
Yeah. Oh, we got one more comment. Oh, Sophia.
Sophia said
Bye,
bye.
Sophia.
Bye, Sophia.
Oh, thank you.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for doing this. We have copies in stock. Please support us at Read It Again Bookstore. Night. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
welcome. Good night.
Bye.